Sean Payton is stepping away as New Orleans Saints head coach. And I watched his media availability. It sounds like he is not going to coach in the 2022 season, which ruined my proposal of this. On Friday nights, he could coach the Naperville Central High School Red Hawks football team, his alma mater, my rival high school growing up in Naperville, Illinois. And then on Sundays, I had the pipe dream that he could coach the Chicago Bears, who have a head coaching vacancy. But it looks like for at least the time being, he will step aside. 58 years old. He had 3 years left on his deal with the Saints. But after, 16 seasons, 16 years, 15 years coaching, because remember, he sat out the 1 year with the whole Bounty Gate scandal. That is a long time. It makes Mike Tomlin the second longest tenured head coach in the NFL behind Bill Belichick. But what a run it was for Sean Payton and the New Orleans Saints. I can't help but see a little bit of the writing on the wall, Ike, though, because the Saints are in salary cap hell. $74 million over the salary cap entering this offseason. It's going to be a lot of change in New Orleans, and it is truly the end of an era. Obviously, Drew Brees is retired at this point, but Sean Payton stepping down as Saints head coach, the end of an era in New Orleans.
Man, there had to be something internally. Coach Payton, I know Coach Payton personally. Me and Coach Payton talk on the phone. We'd had some good times together off the field. Some grown man times. He's an offensive genius, so say. But man, it hurts when you miss a Hall of Fame quarterback sitting back there. And for Coach Sean Payton to get his squad in contention to make the playoffs, Sean Payton has left. Jameis Winston goes down. Now you got to deal with your third string quarterback, and you still wind up record-wise having a pretty good season. Now your defense stepped this game all the way up to help this team out. And you missed the Mike Thomas, one of the top receivers in the league at the time. He was wound up hurt. I guess y'all two kind of beefing. So you understand, like Coach Sean Payton, like maybe I might need a breather and leave. You know, when you want to talk about a city in New Orleans and going through hurricanes, every damn near looks like 3 or 4 years, man, it's just something tragic happening to that city. That city can take a lot out of you because who's been there? Whether it was Sean Payton, whether it's Drew Brees, whether it was the Saints organization just taking care of that city, leaving it open for people, homeless people who need it at the time. Mm-hmm. It's a lot. And then you got to deal with your players and their families and where y'all standing. I mean, the last one, man, they wasn't even staying in the city. They were staying in Texas. And that's what Sean Payton kind of have his stomping ground. To say that and to end off on Coach Sean Payton, is he a Hall of Fame coach? In my mind, yes, he is. Yeah. But I think he's just stepping away and catching a breather right now. Mentally, that could be exhausting coming from that city and what that city has to offer. That city has to offer a lot of life. That city is a soulful city. That city is a prideful city. But when it comes down to like off the field issues, and we're talking about hurricanes, we're just talking about hurricanes, man, it can be draining, especially when you're all in with that city. Now, everybody have these speculations on what's going on with Coach Mike McCarthy and the Dallas Cowboys. I think that's the next visit for Coach Sean Payton. I think Jerry already said it before, and I don't think Jerry want to bite his words. He have no issue with Mike McCarthy this year as being a Dallas Cowboy head coach in 2022. I think if the Dallas Cowboys don't win the Super Bowl in 2022, guess who's stepping in? It would be a Sean Payton. And we all know what Sean Payton can do to a quarterback in offense. He's the whisperer. That's exactly what he is to an offense, to a city. And why not go back to a city and why not go back to a guy? Because I know Coach Sean Payton loves his money. It would be the Dallas Cowboys because Jerry going to give him whatever he needs. So that's what I think is going to happen. Now, as far as like TV-wise, he will be an analyst this year to fill in. I think Coach Sean Payton will take on when we see him next fall. He would be on TV. He will be breaking down games just like a Drew Brees, just like a Tony Romo, et cetera, Chris Collinsworth, et cetera. He will be doing that, and he'll be doing that very well. But I think deep down inside, he wants to coach. He just needs to take a break and a breather. 2023, Coach Sean Payton will be the Dallas Cowboys coach. I guarantee you that.
I like your prediction, Ike. If that were to happen, Payton has 3 years remaining on his deal right now since signing his extension in 2019. So I know they're kind of calling it like a retirement right now. What's interesting is New Orleans maintains his rights right now if he were to return to coaching. But if it happens to be a year later, maybe the Cowboys don't have to give anything up, say in the 2023 season, like you're suggesting, because I saw a lot of that online saying if Mike McCarthy doesn't get it done, Sean Payton could be waiting in the wings in Dallas. I'm with you there.
Yeah, that's the walkaway money. Like Coach Belichick been getting nothing but money for a long time. Coach Tomlin been getting money for a long time. Coach Sean Payton been getting money for a long time. I don't think they hurting for $1. Matter of fact, I ain't gonna say I don't think. I know they're not hurting for $1. So it's just, let me get to a new landing spot. Let me hit the reset button, and the reset button is going into a new environment. And why not Dallas? You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna cost, because they paying Tony Romo damn near $20 million a year just to sit on TV. And Coach Sean Payton, even though he probably won't coach, somebody will land and throw some money, dangle some cheese at him. And if you're a rat, you got to bite that cheese. So that's exactly what it's going to be for Coach Payton. So Coach Payton going to have options in the next year, man. But I think by the end of the day, Mark, he would be a Dallas Cowboy head coach if Coach Mike McCarthy doesn't win the Super Bowl next year for the Dallas Cowboys.
Like, I want some of that cheese block, whether it's Gouda, Brie, cheddar, pepper jack. I want it all.
Yes, sir. Give me. I don't care what kind of cheese it is. As long as my sandwich, not sandwich, as long as my sandwich is fat and filled up with cheese, that's all it really matters. I don't even care what kind of cheese. Cheese gonna be cheese, and we're gonna be able to spend it how we want to spend
it. In all seriousness, going back to the impact off the field with Hurricanes, I go back to the 2006 season. Mm-hmm. Steve Gleason's blocked punt in the first game back at the Superdome. Mm-hmm. It's a moment I'll always remember, and I've never seen a crowd like that came across on TV of the crowd just celebrating in pure jubilation. And that's something I'll always remember coming back after Hurricane Katrina.
Steve Gleason got his own statue in front of the Superdome. That says a lot how the city felt about the man and what he's going through. Like, that city is the city. When that city rocking with you, it's rocking with you to the day you're in the dirt. For them to put a statue, I ain't talking about a Sean Payton statue. They could have put a Drew Brees. Man, let me go down slide and put a Steve Gleason statue in front of the Superdome. That's exactly what happened. And so that's what I'm saying, man. Like, it's the moments for it's the moments for the city in New Orleans. We call it second line. Second line is when somebody passes away, we celebrate. There's no crying. There's no mourning. We figure you're going to a better place. So what we're going to do, we're going to throw a party. We're going to throw a party in the street. You're going to get carried by your family members, but it's going to be in the horse and carriage. And we're going to get the drums. We're going to get the tamarines. We're going to get the saxophones, the trombones. We're bringing all that out. And we second line. That's the kind of city we are. That's just what it is in New Orleans. Ain't no time for crying. It's time for celebrating. So that's what it is, man. Like, I love my city. I'm a prideful person. When you want to talk about New Orleans, of course, I got my dog 504 hat on. That's just what I do. But at the same time, man, it's just that's what New Orleans do to you, man, and make you. And then since we're talking about it, I remember Coach T. We had damn near 20-something guys from the city of New Orleans. And I'm like, dang, Coach T, why you just getting us? He was like, bro, y'all thinking y'all breathe a little different down there. He said, y'all mentality is a little bit different. Y'all maturity level at a young age is all the way on Wi-Fi, So that's what I like about y'all. And then you look at the OBJs, the Ryan Clarks, the Ike Taylors, the Mannings. You can just go down the line about a lot of guys who just from that city, the Reggie Waynes. You could, the Ed Reeds, man. I can just go down the line from people who just from the same area. I ain't talking about the state. The Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase is from Harvey, Louisiana. He right across the West Bank. The Justin Jefferson. I can keep going on and on just from that city. From the city. I ain't talking about the outskirts, from that city. Per ratio, at one time, we had the most DBs in the league when I was playing, we had the most DBs in the league, just in all for one city. So it's just the toughness of that city. But yeah, Coach Sean Payton, man, I think for a lot, people don't understand them Hurricanes are mother, bro. Them Hurricanes are mother. And that's a lot of off-season. That's, 60-something guys you got to deal with and families and making sure not only their family straight, but mentally the guys, your players that you got to control, make sure they straight as well. So I just think, man, it kind of just took a toll on Coach Sean Payton. Then dealing with the quarterback issue, like, dang, it really does matter when you have a quarterback, and they was doing pretty damn good with Jameis Winston until he got hurt. Yep. And let's not forget, they did real good. Teddy two-step Bridgewater, he was doing real good. He went 5-0 under Coach Sean Payton as a backup.
Yes,
you know what I mean? So, yeah, I think he just needs a break, to be honest with you, from a coaching standpoint, from a coach. Now, him getting on TV, that's going to be easy, because that's just what he do. Coach Payton's going to be Coach Payton. I think the world going to see his personality, and I think that'll be exciting to see. So,
yeah, I'm curious to see what happens with Jameis Winston, who is due to become an unrestricted free agent, but coming off that season-ending injury. And I know that joker a lot about Jameis because he's a funny guy and coming off that 30 for 30 season, but he really cut down on his turnovers when he was healthy in the 2021 season, and the Saints went into a kind of a tailspin, considering that whether it was the rookie Ian Book, Trevor Siemian, or Taysom Hill just couldn't bring to the table what they had with Jameis early on in the season before his injury. So what happens to Winston now, too, if he remains with the Saints or if he tries to go elsewhere, maybe Pittsburgh? But that's one thing I'm curious to see is what ends up happening with Jameis Winston as a result of all of this. And again, I'm going to mention this again. Saints have their work cut out for them because they are $74 million over the salary cap that ranks dead last in the NFL. So kind of an uphill battle for the Saints, and we'll see what ends up happening there, Ike.